With the Georgetown University and the CID hosts an annual Northeast South Asia undergraduate student exchange program. Can you tell me more about it?
Yes, we have had a good relationship with Georgetown University for many years. We have done different programs with them, and we started, I believe it was in 2003, and we started with a program called the CAS program, and it involved people from Central America and also from Mexico. And so that's how we started with Georgetown University. Then after we had ran a few of these programs, then the opportunity came up for us to participate in the NESA undergrad program. And that's how we started. This program that we're running this year is the second program. Prior to that, we had students from a program called Amid East. And so we had experience, dealing with students from the Middle East and from North Africa, and also from Asia, from the west side of Asia. And so Georgetown felt that we had the proper background and the proper environment and knowledge to be able to run a successful NESA program. And that's how we came to get the NESA undergrad program.
I think you are an integral part of the program. So, what is your contribution to the program, and why have you chosen to do this on a professional and personal level?
I am the mentor. Excuse me. I am the mentor of the program, and I am in charge of the everyday operation of the program. It's a pretty integral part of the program, as you said. My contribution is that I pretty much supervise all of the different events that take place within the program. And what that entails is pretty much running all of the aspects of the program, the day-to-day operation. That includes planning the calendar, meeting with the students on a weekly basis, taking care of all of their needs, making sure that they're attending classes, planning the outings, planning the visits that are required to city council meetings, for example, political campaigning offices, church visits, presentations to classes, cultural talent shows, all of the different functions, of the program, all of the different components.
So, I feel that this program isn't sort of very popularly known among the university, among teachers and students, especially American students. They don't know that this university hosts students from different countries annually. So, how do you sort of plan to involve other teachers and students, American students who are outside the Open University, to actually work with international students, because that's the whole point of the program. So how do you sort of wish to involve other parties to enhance the program?
Well, that's an excellent question, and it's an excellent point. We really do need to work on getting more people to know about the program. Right now, probably the people that know very well about the program are the ones that are directly involved in any way with the program. I think that probably one of the ways that we could increase our exposure is through publications, just through using the campus media that we have. I know that we could produce a couple of publications, and have them posted in probably the Poly Post, not only the Poly Post, but maybe even Poly Trends, the magazines that we have online, and also hard copies. So that would be one way to increase the exposure. We have done it before. We have been featured in articles on Global Cal Poly, and also on Poly Trends, but not the NESA program, because it's fairly new. This is only our second year to have this program. But with the prior program that we had through Georgetown, the CAS program, we were able to have those publications done. So this is probably something that we will seek to do maybe for the next time. We expect that this program will be a yearly program that will continue, and so I think that's something that we could do for next time.
So what kind of involvement are you sort of expecting from, teachers and students outside the this program who do not know about the program? And once they know about the program, what kind of involvement are you expecting from them?
It's pretty much up to them, how they want to get involved. We invite them, and that's all we can do. If they have the time, if they have the energy. Most people are very busy, and they really, it's really a strain for them to get involved with programs other than their routine work. But we can certainly invite them. Once they know about the program, it's pretty much up to them to join us, in different events. We have given exposure to the program through students making presentations in different classrooms. Professors are usually very, very pleased, with those presentations. And of course, we have the Education Week, International Education Week coming up. The NESA students will be able to get exposure through participation in cultural talent shows. And so hopefully, that will give incentive to some of the professors and other staff to come up to us, and see, if they want to be involved in any other way, to do so. And we would be more than pleased to try to figure out how they could do it. But, with the limited time that we have, we do what we can, and we mainly concentrate on fulfilling all of the different components of the program that we promised we would do on our proposal to Georgetown.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, but in the end, would you like to add something?
Well, only that I consider myself very, very fortunate, to be working with this NESA undergrad program. The students are wonderful students. They're terrific. They're intelligent. They're committed. They're energetic. They're fun to be with. They're curious. They want to learn. They want to get to know people. I believe that they want to do their very best to make a good impression, because they realize that they're representing their countries, and we certainly want to make a good impression on them. That this is a good place, for them to be. We want them to feel welcome. We want them to feel like they're a part of our campus. And so I'm working very, very hard, to accomplish all of this, and it gives me, like I said before, great satisfaction, and I'm very, very proud, to be able to work and be a mediator in this way. And I just find my job very enjoyable, so that's all I can say.
Okay, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is your first time at the Cal Poly Pomona University, and you're here from the Georgetown University to administer the NESA students. How do you feel about it?
Everything's going really great, This is my first time being at Cal Poly. I also worked with Cal Poly last year on the program, but I didn't get to visit, so it's really great to see the campus. It's a beautiful campus, and meet the students who are all wonderful, and it's been really great meeting Sarah Musavi and Randall Berger, who work on the program. So it's been really fun, and all the students it's great. I've talked with them for months, so it's great to finally be able to see them all in person.
So you've been in touch with the students over email, you've been corresponding with them.
Right, I've been in touch with them through email since about June this year, so it's good to finally meet them in person.
So what do you think about the students individually? Do you think they are how have they learned? They've been here for a month at Cal Poly Pomona, and they've come from countries like Tunisia, Pakistan, India. So what do you think now, since you've met the students now, what do you think they've learned
Mhm.
uh, now?
I mean, I think it's really interesting talking to them, hearing about like how they've learned academically. You know how they've learned about the educational system here. I know a lot of them were familiar with the American educational system, so but others it's a completely new format for them to be able to talk to professors, you know, one on one, and to be able for it to be more informal. So I think that's been really interesting. And then a huge part of it is the cultural experience. You know, I think we've all seen things on the media about each other's countries that isn't necessarily true or gives an accurate picture. So it's really great to learn firsthand from, you know, real Americans and for them to experience the culture like on a completely like personal first experience basis. So
Since you are have been in correspondence with the students, most of them must have gone some sort of difficulties
mhm.
adjusting to America and Cal Poly Pomona. So how now that you've met them, how do you think they since they have a month left here, how do you think Georgetown could enhance the students' experience at Cal Poly Pomona?
I think just by, I guess, supporting them and telling them maybe things for them to expect, like feelings that they may have, and you know if they have any difficulties with any classes or adjusting or making friends, you know, to see how we can support them and give them ideas, put them in contact with other students and other alumni who were maybe here last year on the program, and to figure out, you know, what are the best ways for them to adjust. And some of it just takes time to adjust because you know Americans go abroad too, and you know it all doesn't just happen in one day. It's a gradual process. So I think, you know, just time is a good way for them to feel the changes and to become used to the life here.
So this program also, stresses on readjustment of these
Mhm.
students back in their home countries. So why is Georgetown, adamant on students going through a workshop? Because students are going to go through a re-entry workshop as well
Mhm.
to, adjust back in their country. So why do you think that every student goes through a phase like that, or?
I think every student to some point does. You know, every student comes here and they have culture shock to some extent. You know, it might only be like their first moments when they get here, or it could last for weeks. You know, it all depends on the person. So I think the same sort of thing happens on the way home, and even more so because when you come here, you expect to have some sort of shock. But when you go home, you think, oh, it's home, you know, it's my family, it's my friends, I've been there like all my life. It's not going to be weird going back home at all. So it's kind of, you don't expect it. So I think it's really important for us to warn students about it, that you are going to have these feelings, and it's not necessarily bad, but we just want to make you aware of them so you can deal with the emotions easier, and for it to be a smoother transition home than it would be if we didn't tell you anything
So
about
have
it.
most students in previous years adjusted well back home, or they've had issues, or that of, or something
I
like that?
think overall, you know, I think the adjustment, you know, it's might have taken a little time for them, you know, because people see you as the same person as you were when you left, and you might not feel the same. You might have felt like you've grown, and like people won't necessarily know that, or they might get tired of hearing, you know, oh, when I was in California, I did this, and they're like, well, you're home now. You're not in California, so. I think it takes a little time, but overall, I think they've adjusted great, and they've done some great things at home that maybe they wouldn't have if they didn't come here before and looked for other scholarships. So I think overall it's been really positive.
And what do you think students at Cal Poly Pomona should, most of them don't know about this program here.
Mhm.
So how do you think, how important do you think it is for them to interact with these students who have come from far off countries?
I think it's hugely important because, you know, it's an exchange program, and you know there aren't necessarily Americans going overseas to all
Why
these
aren't
countries.
Americans going to the overseas countries?
I think it's, you know, it's difficult because I think a big problem is that Americans don't know about these countries. They don't have the right ideas about these countries. Some of them have really negative ideas about these countries. So this is why it's really important to have these students here, to show them, what's Pakistan like, what's Egypt like, what's Tunisia like, because without these students here, we might never know. We hear about things on the media, but we only usually hear about the bad things. We don't see what, like, a person from Pakistan, like, looks like, what they do on a day-to-day basis, like, where they go to school and what they do for fun. So it's really great to meet these people, to see, oh, it's not just what I see on the news. It's a real person.
And thank you so much, but would you like to add something in the end?
I just think overall the program is great. We're really lucky to have these students here, and I hope everyone has a chance to meet them, because they'll enrich your lives and you'll never forget them. So when you think of Pakistan back home or Tunisia, and you'll think of these people, so
Okay.
you won't forget.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.